Hey everyone, my name is Zarah Schwartz and I am your supplier engagement manager for the Kaddy marketplace. If you haven't met me before, you may recognize some of my marketplace team members, Seb White, who you may see on the video. He manages new supplier onboarding, or perhaps you may know Kaddy Tui, who is a supplier engagement manager like myself, or even the lovely Rihanna, who manages our chat and support line. So first and foremost, thank you so much for attending this session today. Whether you're brand new to the Kaddy marketplace, taking over for the previous Kaddy point of contact at your business, or you've been with us maybe day one, but are ashamed to admit that you haven't ever seen the full functionality. This refresher training is for all of us to get a deeper dive into the customer and supplier portal, especially with all the new and exciting features that we just released this past year. So a bit more about me and my role at Kaddy. My job is to support your marketplace experience and to ensure that you're making the most out of our technology and service. I'm responsible for supplier communications and feature updates. And I try really hard to prioritize funneling supplier feedback straight to our developer team. Myself and the Kaddy marketplace team are always available to chat, share best practices, as well as new features and functionality. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us for assistance. Before I dive into the demo today, I'll provide a brief overview of the Kaddy marketplace. As I said, we do have some Kaddy newbies on the line today. So Kaddy began as a business-to-business wholesale marketplace, online wholesale marketplace, built with the intention to make beverage ordering simpler and to reduce transactional headaches. Kaddy allows suppliers and customers to work directly to trade on the platform, and Kaddy will act as the intermediary for payment. So the marketplace will 100% guarantee your payments from sales transactions on a timely basis. It will complete your invoicing on your behalf, and it can be used as an organized central point for customer ordering. In addition, Kaddy does not require credit apps from customers. Customers can sign up using a simple form and will be greeted by a Kaddy team member within 24 hours. And then they can start to order on the platform. On top of eliminating credit apps, Kaddy gives customers the flexibility of 30-day payment terms, or the customer can order upfront with a credit card and get 2% discount. We've seen a tremendous success through providing this unique value with payments and ordering, but Kaddy has found another strength, which many of you know, while building this marketplace. So customers love that they can find and browse through new suppliers that they never would have been able to meet before. Within the Kaddy marketplace, suppliers can be searched and discovered. Therefore, you have an entirely new means to access a direct book of business. We hope our suppliers and customers begin to see that the platform is not strictly about facilitating ordering, but it's also facilitating relationships. You may be aware that this platform's always evolving. So it is important to stay engaged on top of the features and functionality to truly optimize this experience with us. So I'm very appreciative again that you've jumped on the line today to refresh yourself on Kaddy. I'm sure you'll have questions along the way, so please add them to the chat box within the webinar, and Seb will be attending to them at the end. A quick note, I know some of you are customers of the Kaddy fulfillment side of the business. Just to make it really clear, we are exclusively focusing on the marketplace technology today. So if you have any questions around logistics, I'd be more than happy to direct you to my colleagues over there in that department. Or feel free to message them directly at support@kaddy.com.au. That's their email address for any questions, inquiries, concerns, that sort of thing. With that said, let's get stuck into it. I'll start us off with a peek into Kaddy's discovery page to learn how customers find and connect with suppliers for trading. All right, then let's do this. Share my screen. Okay, are we all good? Seb, everything working well?
Yep, all looking good.
Okay, amazing. So what I'm doing is giving you a brief look into the customer portal or customer side of Kaddy. This is actually a unique login. So this is a different website, but it has the same look and feel as the supplier side. Before I actually show you the features and functionality here, note that we've given suppliers access to the customer portal recently, meaning that you can have your login connect to the customer, this customer portal. Simply let us know if you want us to attach your login to the customer access, send us an email, or even you can put in the chat if you'd like everyone to see, but the idea is you can just let us know if you want if you want us to give your login access to the customer side to take a look at the shopping experience. You won't be able to shop, but the shopping experience as well as the discovery element I'm about to demonstrate. Cool. Let's move into the customer portal. Like I said, the first page of customers see is this ordering page. I won't go into demonstrating how orders work because within customers, but we will go through it in the supplier side. They are very similar. So keep that in mind. What I did want to show you is this market tab. So if I click into market, this is the bread and butter of the customer side of the business. Customers can find and discover suppliers. They can find you on this page. And we do update this with different types of cool features, which I'll show you in a moment. At the top here is a brand new section. For this month, it's exclusive offers. This is a pilot program we're running where suppliers will fund a discount to customers. So supplier funded, and this will only be going towards customers who've never ordered with these suppliers before. So I'm sitting in the customer Kaddy Staffies. Kaddy Staffies hasn't ordered with any of these suppliers, so they're able to see this discount. Now you may be wondering, oh, how do I get my name up here? This is something that we are widely offering. However, we'll need to put you on the, send you an interest form. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me separately, and I'm happy to put you in the queue and send you that interest form to get on this page. This is very new though, so we are just trialing to see how this works, and we'll probably evolve the program as we go. As I scroll down, there's new suppliers on Kaddy, so any supplier that joins us will get to be featured for a couple weeks at the top here. Continuing to scroll down, we have a rotational section here that is based on seasonal releases, more trendy offerings. We change this section about every couple of weeks, and we send an EDM to go along with it. Now note, in order to be featured here, we don't hand select these suppliers. This is actually based on an algorithm on the platform. So we would just simply choose, what kind of products we'd like to see, and then the Kaddy algorithm populates them on this page. And it actually sorts by most popular. So these are the most popular within the low alcohol, no alcohol category. Now, note that if you want to be more popular, you'll have to sell more on the platform. So that could be a way to encourage you to pull more orders through on Kaddy. As I continue to scroll down, you'll be able to see the categories on the platform that we offer. You can see we have some food and snacks, non-alcohol is growing substantially, and some equipment and safety for the hospitality industry. As I continue to scroll down, we have new products from your suppliers. So this is based on what suppliers have added to the platform in real time. So this is constantly updated. Customers do look for this because they want to see what's hot, what's the latest based on the suppliers they've connected with. So when it says your suppliers, that means it's Kaddy Staffies suppliers that they've expressed interest in trading with. That's their connections. So I'll explain more in a moment, but just keep in mind, this is actually a great reason to continue to add products to Kaddy, add your exclusives, add your limiteds, because customers will be able to see it. They'll be advertised here. Now, I want to jump into the concept of a connection. I mentioned it before. It's kind of core to what the Kaddy marketplace is today. So a connection is a supplier that the customer has registered interest with. The connection is simply like a Facebook friend request or a LinkedIn connection, but there's no acceptance of the supplier. The supplier simply gets email notification that the customer wants to connect, and the customer then is connected to the supplier. Now, what does a connection mean? Why is it important? Well, the customer actually cannot order unless they have connected with the supplier. So let's jump into one of the newest suppliers on Kaddy, Tattoo Me Cooler. Kind of an interesting name there, hey? So this customer has not connected with Tattoo Me Cooler hard seltzer. They can see this connect button available. If they'd like to connect, they can simply write in their name and then select a message. Maybe it's, I would like to consider ranging your products. Please message me on Kaddy, send me an SMS or send me an email. Or maybe this customer is interested in sampling a product. Or maybe they want to type in a custom message. As I briefly mentioned before, the customer would hit the connect button, and then the supplier then gets an email saying you are now connected with the customer Kaddy Staffies, or Tattoo Me Cooler would receive that email. And I'll explain more about those connection emails and who receives them in a bit. but it is very important to note that you'll be receiving warm leads essentially to come through. Why is it a warm lead? Well, it's because the customer connects because they want to trade. So a very important element of this is the customer who's not connected cannot actually add any products to their cart unless they've connected. So we need that connection in order to start to order with each other. Once the connection is established, the customer then receives ordering contact details, logistics contact details. I'm going to show you that now. They'll also be able to see the supplier rep attached to the supplier that's assigned to them. So let me show you a connected supplier here. So you can get an idea of what kind of information is exposed to the customer once connected. So as I mentioned, supplier rep, we can see the face that may have walked in the door saying hello, or maybe the person they've been working with over the phone. In this case, it's our lovely Seb White. They may recognize the dog from seeing them on the streets. But yeah, this is the supplier rep that is assigned to the customer. I'll show you later in the demo how that's assigned. Also, as I mentioned, the ordering contact, logistics contact is available to the customer upon connection. Also, any deals that are available, the customer can see here. That's actually a fairly new feature. And then if I scroll down, you'll actually be able to now see the add to cart button available. Okay. So, and then as I start to order, the customer can see the deal that's provided to them. A quick note around pricing: customers, whether or not they're connected, can see pricing. That's a part of Kaddy now. They'll also be able to see any default deals. In this case, there's a deal available to this customer. They're connected, but even if the customer wasn't connected, they'd be able to see this volume deal if it was a default, which I'll show you how to make in a little bit. Cool. I will move into, well, I should say, if there's any questions around this customer connection process, please put them in the chat and we will address them at the end, or we'll do our best to address as many questions as possible. The next piece of the customer side I did want to show, which is a fairly new feature. So if you haven't seen the Kaddy side or this demonstrated in a long time, this will be new to you. Customers can now use this product discovery feature to find products across all of their suppliers. So you can see now, actually, these are all different suppliers they can see on one page rather than having to go to one supplier at a time. And they can add their products to the cart as we go. Of course, they do have to be connected to the supplier in order to add to cart. So the customer will probably want to just hit a filter here to see all their connected suppliers. But the idea is you can see pricing across all these different suppliers at once, which is really neat. Now, we also have these filtering tools, which makes this even better for a customer who is trying to discover a certain type of product. Maybe they're looking for a red wine. Maybe it's actually going to be, let's say, organic. You can see all these tags here, by the way. These are growing number of tags that we have available for you to attach to your products and for customers to search by. Let's say they want to go into Shiraz. Now they can see exactly what they're looking for across multiple suppliers. And they can even see, okay, well, let's sort this by most popular. And they can see that, the most popular products on the Kaddy platform within a given period. If they want, they can also search by newest. This is a developing tool. If you have any questions, suggestions, maybe pop them in the chat or likely just one-on-one message me and we can talk through them. But any questions about it, please feel free to add it to the chat box and Seb will address at the end. So that's product discovery. I don't believe I had anything else from the customer side. So I will move into the supplier portal. All right. So the first thing I wanted to show you is what you'd see upon immediately logging into the supplier side of Kaddy. So this is your application, right? At the top here, we want to draw your eyes to immediately what needs to be confirmed. That means orders that the customers have placed that you need to confirm. There's also orders that need to be shipped. So if I click on this, you'll actually be able to see each order. And I'll show you, actually, you can see the orders that need to be confirmed. And then we have all of the orders that have been turned in for the month and what essentially you'll be paid on. If I scroll down, you'll see all of your active orders and then all of your orders in chronological order. This is just proper historically. There's no other way we've organized this yet, but this is, if you want to find an order, this is how you'd be able to do so. Or you can hit the order section and you can actually type in the order number here as well as the customer name. I will quickly show you how to create an order. So if you're not aware yet, this is an extremely powerful tool. So you know Kaddy to be a place where orders come through to you and you confirm orders. However, you can place orders to customers and they confirm orders as well. So it's a two-way street when it comes to orders. Note that the customer has to be connected to your business. They've had to have connected, as I showed you before, in order to now order for you to order with them and for them to order with you. The create order button is in the top right-hand corner here. If I hit create order, you'll see all of your customer connections here. They'll be listed in alphabetical order. Feel free to select a customer and then actually, start to place your order. It's a few step process. Start to add products to your cart. I'm actually going to do this so that I can see if we can get a deal on here. So I know there's a buy 15, get 5% off. So I'm going to try to get that discount applied. 12. All right, I believe we've hit the discount there. With the $69.75 discounted off, with the 5% off, this is the pricing templates that's been assigned. I'll move into pricing templates in a little bit just to show you how to create those promotions. But note, as I'm creating this order now, you can see the discount applied. You can also see that there'll be free shipping above a certain dollar value. So if there was shipping applied here before, it's eliminated once they've hit that $1,000. This is a rule that you create yourself within freight templates, which I'll show you in a bit within this demonstration. So if I hit next, actually, sorry, I did want to show you something quickly there. Create order, select products. Okay, so here's what I wanted to show you guys. This is a brand new feature of Kaddy. It's this shipping pencil icon. What does that mean? You can change the shipping cost to whatever you'd like. Ordinarily, or in the past, we had kind of made suppliers only use the freight templates to create a shipping cost or let us know if you need a shipping charge added. Now you can add any shipping charge to the order itself. Note that only suppliers can add shipping charges. Customers cannot add a charge when they're creating an order. It's something that we'd ask suppliers do when they create orders. Another a reason why the create order tool is so powerful. You can actually start to be very customized in a quick fashion as to how you want the order without dealing with the template. When I hit next, you'll see a draft of the order, right? You have the discount I mentioned before, the shipping costs that I just added in, the GST, and then we have the estimated delivery date that you'd want to set in Kaddy. Now, it'll be 2 business days if you don't set it in Kaddy. And when the customer submits the order as well, it'll be automatically 2 business days if you were just to confirm the order. So note that it is really important that you are adjusting this based on what is accurate. Customers can see it and they'll be expecting the delivery to come on that date. In addition, feel free to adjust this after you've submitted the order, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But yeah, add the estimated delivery date and then create an order. So once I create an order from a supplier perspective, customers, upon approving the order, pay for it. So they pay for it with a credit card and they get a 2% discount, or they decide to pay later, which is a 30-day payment term where we will direct debit their account. I did also want to mention, though, we can provide an additional option for customers to send through an electronic transfer of funds for the order. And that's something we set up separately. So if a customer is interested in that, happy to set them up. I would email help@kaddy.com.au if you want a customer set up in that fashion. We'll just have to confirm that with them. Okay, so that is the ordering process. And what I'll do is I'll just jump into an order to show you some of the details you'll see once an order has been placed from either direction. So let's jump into this Kaddy Staffies order, the customer I was just using for the customer portal demonstration. You have an order identification number at the top, the status, it's pending supplier approval. So this is something you have to confirm. If you don't confirm the order, then we don't pay you, by the way. So that's super important. Customer confirmation is just at the bottom here. And by the way, we send all of the supplier order or customer orders to your email as well. So it's not like they're just going to be in Kaddy. You get an email notification that'll direct you back to Kaddy to confirm the order. And then once you confirm it, then we can pay you. We have ordering delivery notes. This is something customers can customize on an order to order basis. So it is really, really important that you are managing this. Also noted to Seb, who manages the Bevy account, that this is a demo order. Then we have a delivery address, of course, self-explanatory, all the details you need to know, the confirm order button I just mentioned, as well as the cancel order button. So the cancel order button allows you to amend the order if you need to. So simply cancel the order. It'll refund the customer if they paid up front. And then you can simply just hit the reorder button and then adjust the order. The reorder button will go into a draft mode of the order, which is really neat. So it'll have all of the quantities you've already selected, but you can hit, add or subtract from it, which makes your life a lot easier instead of having to create a fresh new order. The other piece I wanted to note about this order here is this estimated delivery date. So the estimated delivery date, as I mentioned, will be 2 business days upon submission, but you can change it here in case anything's changed. There'll inevitably be delays. So we've asked that you please keep this accurate. If you need to add additional details like a tracking link, we have a new feature here that allows you to do so. So really important that you are using the tracking link in case anything goes wrong, or maybe the customer just likes that visibility. We often get customers asking us all the time, or well, before this tracking link feature was there, they'd ask us, where's the order? They wouldn't necessarily go to you, they come to us. So this makes our lives a lot easier too. It surely will make yours, just adding that link in from your 3PL or however you're delivering this. In the attachment section, you'll have both of your invoices that will be generated on the delivery date. So the invoices, once generated, we'll also send you a copy to the accounts contact, but it'll be the supplier invoice for that platform fee, and then also the invoice to the customer that is going to be billed from you, the supplier, billed to the customer, but it'll have a little Kaddy logo on it if you haven't seen them yet. And yeah, that's this ordering page. I did forget one piece of information here. We do pay you 5 business days or 33 business days from this delivery date. So another reason why the delivery date is so important, it determines when we pay our suppliers. And it can be 5 or 33 depending on what membership plan you are on. Just a quick note here, you'll see we have different membership tiers based on the payment days, whether it's 33 days standard payment or accelerated payment, and then different tiers based on how much you want to invest with us monthly. Cool. I will move on then to the product management section. And by the way, with the Kaddy membership, feel free to send us a note after this call if you're looking to invest further beyond the standard or the accelerated payment that is by default what every supplier is brought on at, which is the 5-day payments on the freemium model. All right, so the products, let's jump into it. So this is a very helpful feature because I know some other platforms don't necessarily allow you to edit your products very well. So this is your self-service technology that we don't need approval to manage this, and it's quite flexible and we're always improving to it. So let's jump into it. We have all of your products here on this page. A lot of our suppliers don't realize we have an edit all button here. So this is how you can edit some of these key attributes. Right on this one page, you can edit your product title. You can add product codes, which is a pretty new feature. No customers can search by product code if that's listed in some sort of catalog. Very helpful here. Also, the product code was built primarily so that when we open our APIs, which they're either open already or about to be open, which is yay, very good news. Product codes will help you integrate your products with other software solutions. The configuration can be typed in. I get a lot of suppliers asking, oh, can you please add this configuration, etc. You can type it in yourself. Ooh, see, we have the freight group, which is the ability to attribute a freight shipping cost to a product itself, and you have these different options. This freight group is actually managed in the freight template section here. This is just where you tag tag it so that we're going to have the right shipping cost associated to the product. We have all the pricing is easily editable on one page. How good is that? You don't have to click on each product. And then the most important feature, I think, of products in general is, of course, the quantity. This is a live real-time amount that the customers can order from. So please note that, if this isn't accurate, or at least it's not the allocation that you want to give to Kaddy, it's out of stock. If that's a consistent thing, customers might feel like, maybe the supplier isn't as engaged on the platform. So please make sure you are managing this. If a product does go out of stock, a quick tip is maybe adding restocking soon in the product title. and maybe even adding a date there. That is a really helpful way of letting customers know you are active on Kaddy. You know that it's out of stock. You're not just letting things go by the wayside and are kind of neglecting the platform. Otherwise, customers might order from another supplier. And then the last piece of this this functionality here is the visibility. If you just want to turn a product off, pretty self-explanatory. And another quick tip, I know I mentioned restocking now here, is you can type in other things like limited release to give notification. You can also tag it as a limited on Kaddy, but these product titles are not standard. So just a bit of a hack here, you can type whatever you want. You can type in that you won an award. Ideally, you're being truthful, but when you won that award in the product title to entice a customer to a certain product. Or maybe you want to say that it's a bestseller, or maybe it's your pick or your favorite. I don't know, whatever you want to add, feel free to add it into the title. One of the most recent functionality pieces to this section here is the export as CSV button. So this is a godsend for some of our suppliers who've been asking for this for ages. This is a product download, a download of all of your products, including quantities. And the good news is if you want to download these products and then request edits to them in bulk, Seb, who's on the line here, has the bandwidth to update your products in bulk. So feel free to send this download with some edits to Seb, and he'll be happy to upload these larger portfolios that take a lot of time to edit. Cool. I will then just jump into a product itself and show you some features I have, or some fields I haven't spoken about yet. So we went through all of this. The brand for distributors is quite important, right? So if you need a brand added to Kaddy, that's something we do. So feel free just to send us the brand and we'll add it to the platform for you to associate to the product. This is a huge piece of this product page, the category, style, and tags. If you recall, when we were going through product discovery on the customer side, we were like going through all those filters. Those filters are determined by what you tag your products. If you don't tag your products, that means that the customers aren't going to be able to find the product amongst the other suppliers offering similar products. So you're going to make yourself more competitive by adding these styles and tags. Do not forget about them, and note that we are adding to them as we go. And I sent emails when we add additional tags. So just keep an eye out for that. And if you want to request any tags, feel free to do so. I can't guarantee we'll add them on the spot, but we will make note of it and ideally add them to the roadmap. We have the ABV country, which is new for those within spirits and wine and our importers generally. This is a helpful field. The description field goes on forever. This is one of the largest spaces to tell a story. Add your ingredients. Don't forget about it. If your description box is empty, customers may think you're just not active on the platform. And it's also a sales tool. Like customers aren't going to know every product or about every limited that comes on the platform. So it is important, it's particularly in wine as well. What's the product all about? The customer, you can make a sale just based on your description. The review link, maybe you have a crafty pint review, or maybe there's a third-party review out there. Please add it. That's again a sales tool. Then we have region availability in case you have warehousing in different parts of the country and you want to make sure the product's only visible in that region. And if you haven't been listening until this very moment, please stop multitasking just for a second so I can show you this share product feature. So this is another sales tool that is hidden at the bottom of the products page. I've asked for it to be moved higher up, but the dev team haven't accommodated this request yet, but it's so important for your products to be showcased to Kaddy customers. So if you're out in the field, feel free, or if you're emailing or talking to a customer over the phone, please use this product link to share to the customer exactly the product that you're looking to sell. It's a link that takes the customer straight to the product. So hope that makes sense. And hopefully this works if I put the URL in here. But the idea is if the customer has to be connected to you to add to cart, but they should be able to see the product right away if they type into the URL. Let's see if it works. There it is. Perfect. So it takes the customer straight to the product, add it to your EDMs. Like I said, however you're talking to the customer, if you're out in the field, wherever, use a share product link, get them the link, get them to order. Perfect. That is all from a product perspective. I will continue moving into pricing. Please continue to add questions to the chat and we'll try our best to get to them at the end. Pricing. So customer pricing, or the pricing, I guess the first and foremost, very popular on the platform is this pricing templates tool. Pricing templates allow you to manipulate from your global price that was listed in the products page, right? So there's a global price column here. Okay, so this is going to be manipulated further within pricing templates. It's a best practice essentially to provide what you've negotiated off the platform, on the platform, or even provide Kaddy exclusive deals, seasonal deals, intro offers, all that good stuff. So we have quite a few different pricing templates here as an example. Another way you could use pricing templates is having a regional price book, which I'll show you in a moment how that works. But the idea is, and if any changes to a price for one customer, a group of customers, or all of your customers, please, assign them to a template. So let's go into create a template and show you more how that works. So at the top here, you'll just want to name this however you'd like. So if you are doing let's say a regional price book, which is a very popular use case, type in the region that you are, where the price book is located. And then this would correlate to the first feature on this page here, this template price column. So this is how you can actually create a whole new price beyond what is provided as a global price. And it will not look like a discount, right? This is going to be looked as a new list price, which is why it's such a great way to offer a new price book. And if you were to do that, I would make sure you're selecting the customers from that region to make sure that they are seeing exactly that price. That's how pricing templates work. You create the template, add the pricing, and then select the customers to join it so that they only see that price. To move on to other features of the pricing template, maybe you have a VIP customer pricing template and you want to give the VIP customers, 10% off of every case. I won't click down the line, but you get the picture. Now you can see the VIP customers will be getting a discount that would look like a strike through. So this is actually encouraging the customer, like, wow, I'm getting something special here. And it looks like psychologically, like, it's a deal, right? It's not just a new price, or not just a template price, it's a strike through deal. Now, there is another feature, pricing templates, that I get asked about the most, and it is the most popular way pricing templates are used. It's through the deal function. So you can see here, I'm clicking down on these products, but there's no deals to enable to the products. So I'll have to configure them. So let's configure the deal in this middle column here and click add. So when you've added a deal, you have an option to choose a plus deal or a volume deal. Now, these are the two industry deals that we've allowed on the platform, but there could be more to come one day. For now, it's just a plus or a volume deal. Let's start off with a plus deal. You can choose from, pretty standard in the industry, buy a certain quantity, get a certain quantity free. Now, we've actually enhanced this feature in the last month or two. It's called tiered deals. So this is really important so that you can offer not just one, plus deal. You actually can offer incrementally higher amounts so that customers can get bigger and bigger deals. We often see this done off the platform because we just didn't have this feature before. So now that we have this feature, we do hope to see these bigger, bulkier deals on the platform. So let's start to add them. So you want to hit that little plus sign to add a tier B. And let's say it's buy 10, get 3 cases free, or in this case. And then let's go and add 25. Maybe get 6 cases free, or no, let's do 10. 8. Let's see how this works. You guys are better at this than I am, but then there's a bit of an instruction as to what this means. The least expensive products will be the ones that are discounted. And I'll show you more what that means in a moment. So let's confirm that deal. And maybe I want a volume deal as well. Maybe some of the products, certain products will get a volume deal, which is separate than the plus deal. So I'm going to do 10, buy 10, get 5. I'm going to add some tiers here. I'm going to do 20, I'm going to do 30. Get 10, and I'm going to do 60, get 30% off. Okay. And I'm going to confirm this. Now that I've created my deals, by the way, you can create as many deals as you want. It doesn't have to just be 2. You can keep adding. I'm going to go back to product pricing, and now you'll see that the enabled deals has 2 different types of deals for me to choose from. So I can now select, okay, I want this one to get the plus deal, this one to get the volume deal, this plus deal. Now you can only have 1 deal type per product, but actually the customer can get, for the 10 toes alter ego, they can get the 5+1, 10+3, and 25+8 on this. So they'll be able to see those 3 different types of deals to order, to be incentivized to order more and more. Now, I don't want to confuse you here. I know there's a drop down and it shows you volume deal. the customer cannot get the volume deal and the plus deal. They only get whatever is showcased right on this page here. The dropdown doesn't mean anything aside from your different options. And I will say when it comes to these deals, oftentimes I see suppliers choosing for different product types, different deals. So in the case for beer, an easy example would be cases will get a certain type of deal and then kegs will get another type of deal. So that's how you can organize it. But note, if I have a product assigned or two products assigned to the same deal, they can actually start to mix and match. So for 10 toes here, the alter ego and the pipeline, they can mix and match between the two cases or these two products or these two SKUs to hit these deals. So you can mix and match products to hit the deal if it's assigned to the same deal. Any questions, please add them to the chat and we will attend to them at the end. All right. And lastly, I just want to mention again, you really need to make sure you're assigning customers to the deals. I used to get a lot of suppliers asking me, why isn't my deal showing up to customers? Well, you didn't actually assign them. So you'll get the hang of it, but it is, you're learning now. And if you ever need me to take a look at your pricing template to make sure you did it correctly, you feel free to shoot it over to me or help@kaddy.com.au. Any of us are happy to help you confirm that it's good to go for customers. Now let's move into another way to manipulate your pricing, particularly for shipping charges. So let's jump into freight templates. Freight templates operate very similarly to pricing templates in that you can see you assign your customers to the template in order for the customer to see whatever is inside that template. So for freight templates, it's going to be shipping charges, requirements, minimum orders. I'll show you how that all works in a moment. But for now, while I'm on this page, just note that there's different kinds of freight templates that can be created. Typically, we see them for like zones for a 3PL. This happens to be Modus transport zones. And by the way, if you're using Modus transport, we can actually upload those into the system for you, just for Modus, because we know that pricing. But in general, you can create whatever templates you like based on the 3PLs you are using all over Australia. Oftentimes, we also see templates for metro or regional based on the state. That works as well. Or maybe it's for a certain customer that's just way out somewhere and they get a certain price for shipping. But you may be wondering, well, what are the things I can change around with the tool? I'll show you now. So let's create a template and let's jump into it. So as I mentioned, you can name this however you'd like based on what's inside of it. Maybe it's again for Victoria, or maybe it's for Victoria Metro, something like that. You could adjust the minimum order amounts. Maybe it's a certain dollar value that only makes sense for you to send product at that level based on where your business is located and the region the customers are in. Then you can also jump in and provide a charge per item. So if you recall from the products page, there was a freight groups selection. So you can select a freight group to be tagged to the product itself. And then with that tag, you can associate a charge. So maybe it's a certain charge by product, $5 a case, $10 a keg, or if you're in wine, maybe you have a $7 charge for a single bottle. The idea is as the customer orders, these charges continue to go up. By the way, you'll notice this little I, this meaning that there's no products assigned to the freight group. So important that you are assigning the freight groups, otherwise these charges don't matter. And again, that assignment is done in the products page itself. Just as a reminder, I'll jump back into that for you. Freight group here, guys, okay? Make sure you're assigning them out. I promised a deep dive, so that's why I'm gonna actually really spell it out for you. Okay, let's get back into that freight group, that freight template. So we had $5 a case, $10 a keg, $7 for a single bottle, 500 minimum. And let's say you want a free freight order amount. So you may recall from the customer demonstration that Bevy was charging $1,000, or I should say not charging, they required a $1,000 purchase in order to get free freight. So that's where you input it here. Once the $1,000 is hit, any charges will be waived. Self-explanatory. Secondly, we also have a maximum freight charge. So let's say you don't want these dollar values to continue to go up forever. If the customer is ordering in bulk, they might be discouraged to actually place that order if the shipping goes up too high. So feel free to cap it. And there you have it. That's I think we call this Victoria Metro template. So feel free to make these templates and let us know if you want us to check it over to make sure it looks good to go. Now, I haven't looked at the chat yet, but I often get this question like so often. People ask, when are you going to have minimum order quantity? Minimum order amount doesn't fit a lot of use cases, and we get that. It is on the roadmap, and I'm fingers crossed for before end of year. So the minimum order quantity based on the configuration in Kaddy will be out soon. Right now, it's just a minimum order amount. And then, as I mentioned, you want to select your customers as you would a pricing template. All right, I'm gonna move out of that one. Let's move into new connections. So new connections allows you to offer defaulted templates or defaulted pricing or requirements to customers by region. So you'll see actually all the regions here. Now, Bevy is only in ACT New South Wales, but if they were available in other regions, then these would be lit up for you to start to manage. This is helpful though, like you can see that zone 3 is for ACT, this freight template. So that means there's certain requirements and rules, charges for ACT only. And you want to make sure when a customer connects, they immediately get those charges in case they order right away. Otherwise, an order slips through, they never, they didn't order it to the minimum amount or didn't get that freight charge. And then the supplier has to resubmit the order. So these defaulted templates do make a difference from a customer experience perspective. And then same goes for pricing template. If anything, you want to get these pricing templates defaulted so customers see the promotion when they're browsing your page. That actually, this new connections template will allow for even non-connected suppliers to see the promotions available to them. And lastly, with new connections, we can have a default supplier rep. So Seb is the default for both of these territories, but I imagine, particularly with some of our medium-sized, larger suppliers, you might have a state manager for each region. So it is important that you do assign that out. What does that mean for the customer? Well, they'll actually immediately see that state manager or that representative upon connection. So they know, oh, I have someone I can reach out to. Oh, here's the friendly face that, visited last week, or I know that person. So it is important that, the customer can see immediately a representative assigned. Now you can also reassign afterwards. So you feel free to have a state manager and then one of the team members become assigned to that customer afterwards. That will be done in the customer's page. I'll show you in a quick sec. A few last notes on this supplier rep. The new connections rep also gets all messages for that region. All of the connection emails that flow through will all go to the regional manager for them to allocate out if they'd like maybe they want to get this rep to follow up with this customer. Just to give them larger oversight of the regional activity. And lastly, all orders will also flow to them. Cool, I will continue moving along then. I did promise a deep dive. I don't normally show this in my one-on-one demonstrations. So if this might be helpful for you. So I'll move into it. So with customer pricing, a supplier can actually manage the price on a per customer basis without creating a pricing template. So if I jump into 10 Toes Brewing, this venue, I can actually adjust the pricing on a purely discount basis for the customer, but note that once the customer orders, they'll still get this discount until you remove it. So just keep an eye on it. It's a feature that we haven't developed in ages. We created it pretty much around day one and then left it, but it still helps some suppliers out. So feel free to use it.
Sarah, can I also just add to that?
And then let's move into customers. And oh, by the way, any pricing questions, anything top of mind, please feel free to put it in the chat. Happy to help, or we can chat about it after this call. All right, customers. So this is where all of your connections will be housed. It's a mini CRM. It's going to be built out, I promise. But for now, it is fairly plain, but it does give you the information you need. You can see the region quickly. You can see the supplier representative assigned. If I jump into a customer itself, you'll get the delivery address, ABN and liquor license. The assign a rep function is here. So you can jump through and assign whoever you'd like to be the representative. Very handy. Again, I can't emphasize enough the importance of assigning a rep so customers can see their personalized assistant from the supplier on their page. You can see the pricing template, the freight template, and then of course, just the general ordering contact and delivery contact. Upon connection, you're swapping this information, remember? And then as I scroll down, you can see an order history. Pretty standard, self-explanatory there, but I'd say the biggest piece of this page and what I hope that you continue to go back to is this export as CSV button. So in the hidden in the top right-hand corner is essentially gold. It's all of your warm leads in one spot. So you'll see all the customers, you'll see all the geographical addresses, zip code, or sorry, postcode. That was my American showing. Postcode as well as state. You can filter by postcode, filter by state. You'll see the supplier rep assigned. And then you can also see the last time they ordered and the number of orders. So you can start to filter and white space out all those that haven't ordered with you before in a really neat report. And lastly, there's the phone numbers and email addresses. So if you want to do an EDM to all of your Kaddy customers, which I highly recommend, one of the biggest tips I can give you, you should download this and then get all those emails, add them to your CRM, or do a little Kaddy email send and say, hey, we added this limited, we added this promotion, or maybe, hey, monthly check-in to see how everyone's doing. That saves you the time from jumping into every customer and having to copy and paste the email address. Use that report. That's all I'm saying. I'll continue moving along then. We have the messages here. So this is Seb, who manages the Bevy account, going back and forth with all of the customers. Note that these customers, I'd say they use this a lot for transactional messages. So it's not necessarily the place for marketing messages like, hey, you know, this new product was released. I'd say save that for email still. But if you want to have a conversation with a customer, we have the messaging tool in real time. When a customer messages you, you will receive an email, or the assigned rep will receive the email. Also, the new connections regional rep will receive it. And then you can reply over that email and it'll go straight into Kaddy. A quick note as well, because I get this question a lot. If a message isn't going to your email, it's probably because your supplier portal is open or your supplier browser. You need to close the browser in order for it to go to email. Otherwise, the system assumes that you're online to see the message in the app. Just a quick tip. I'll continue moving along then to breeze through your settings here. Self-explanatory. If you need to change your bank details, that's something that we can do on your behalf. We have the access here, but generally suppliers need to come to us, or in the company details as well. The order and contact, logistics, accounts, and authorized person. Just manage this all. This is important because I do EDMs like to you, important information around our service and etc. based on who is listed here. Regions, very, very important because this is actually showing you on our Discover page for customers. So if a customer is sitting in Queensland, they're not going to see Bevy because you haven't checked it off. Okay. So keep in mind, you have the power to control your regional expansion on Kaddy and your visibility. Let's jump into the supplier profile page, self-explanatory, make sure this is all completed. Bevy doesn't have these accounts, so it's not there. So don't take this as an example. I definitely recommend this is all completed so your profile doesn't look disengaged. One of the more cool features about this is you can actually see how the customers view your page. Although, as I mentioned in the very beginning, we give you access to the customer side now. So if you want a customer login, let us know and you can actually truly play around and interact with your profile. And then we have one of our most new features, and the one I talk about the most in my latest EDMs is the share profile button. So share your profile with customers. It's just like the product link. So share your profile in your EDMs, share it in your email signature. This will obviously only work for Kaddy customers, but it is very important for a Kaddy customer to easily access your storefront. And you have the link here for you. This wasn't previously publicly available. So now that it is, I'd say use it as a sales tool. All right, jump into the notifications. If you want to add anyone to ordering emails or connection and messaging emails, that is all done here. It doesn't quite explicitly say that, but any messages, connections, and orders will be sent also to anyone added here. And then if you have any invoice or any additional accounts contacts that want to receive invoices or payment emails, add them here. And before I finish this demonstration and move into some best practices, this is where you as a representative to customers will be able to edit your contact details and a photo. So very important, like I said, the customer is able to see who they're working with on and off the platform. And if you don't have a face here, it looks like a little generic gray box, and that does show a bit inactive as well. Customers may be discouraged to order with you on Kaddy, thinking maybe they want to approve the order. Maybe the deals aren't going to be on the platform because clearly they're not keeping their storefront tidy, which I'll talk about in a moment. But yeah, please add your contact details in a photo. And if you need another Kaddy login because you're using more of a general login, please send me your email address and we're happy to create you a login. All right, all questions on this demonstration, please add to the chat. We're getting really close to the Q&A. I'm just going to take a couple moments to share a few tips, if that's all right with everyone. Okay, so I did just want to end this before the Q&A with a few tips for growth on the platform. So the first thing I'd say is, and I harped on it quite a bit already, but engage with your customers. Use the Kaddy downloadable CSV in that customers page, that file, for your EDMs around new products, promotions, anything exclusive to Kaddy. Please make sure you're pushing that out to your Kaddy customers, just as you would push it out to your existing customer database. Don't neglect your Kaddy customers. They want to have those touch points just as you would with like your normal marketing means, like I said, to your normal database. In addition, please add new customer deal promotions. I know you guys have them out in the world. Please make sure they're on the platform and use our new tiering functionality so you can offer multiple deals for that product rather than just that one maybe that lower amount product or lower amount deal. Get that bulkier deal in, get that pallet deal in, because customers are expecting it, and that you could actually get some pretty big orders that you wouldn't have seen before without it. Also, get a new connections rep in there. Don't leave it empty. Make sure that someone is available for the customer when they connect for them to speak with right away. And make sure you're assigning your reps out too. For the larger teams, make sure the customers or each representative has their set customers in Kaddy. And lastly, say hello to new connections. When a new connection email comes through, please make sure you're saying hello. Someone's allocated or assigned to or appointed within your business to work on those connections. They're essentially warm leads, and they're very hot when they come through on Kaddy. So pay attention to them. And yeah, just make sure you're continuing to work with your Kaddy customers. Can't say it enough. The second point I want to make is keep your Kaddy account or your storefront really tidy. Keep all your inventory in stock if possible. But if you are restocking soon, please let customers know using that product title, maybe in your product description, or you can even use like that Kaddy EDM that you send with all the customer emails. Let them know, hey, these are the products we're restocking. Just, if it's not in stock, make sure you're letting them know why it's not, or maybe just take it off the platform. Also, ensure all your products have the most recent imagery. So this is a kind of a niche one, but customers will see the cans out in the world and notice that the cans are different on the platform. Also, just having really high res can shots, great imagery, or just refreshing the imagery keeps your profile really appealing to customers. So maybe that's self-explanatory, maybe not, but make sure that you are keeping that looking really fresh and nice. And almost at the end of this, promote yourself on the platform, and then promote Kaddy out in the world. They do go hand in hand. Customers love using Kaddy. They love our benefits. They love the pay later element. Customers don't have to use credit apps to join Kaddy and to order with you. So just know that like when you are promoting Kaddy on the world, you are essentially encouraging potential orders with you. The way you can do this is you can share your supplier link that I showed you in your settings, that link that allows you to send your profile to customers. Add that to your EDMs. We have this really cool like banner hub where if you need any Kaddy banners, you want to co-brand it with your own imagery, I'm happy to send that to you. Feel free to use the supplier link as like the hyperlink to those banners. In addition, you can hyperlink your referral link. And you may be surprised for any people who have worked with me before that I haven't mentioned referral links yet, but the referral program is huge. It just allows you to offer 3 $100 vouchers to customers to order with you on the platform if they sign up to Kaddy. So really important program. And I'm happy to send any referral links for those who don't have it. And just make sure you're bookmarking that, because we don't offer it on the platform yet. So you have to ask us for it. And lastly, ensure collaboration on the platform. Make sure you're sending us your teammates' names, anyone who might be involved with Kaddy or need to use the platform. I'd love to get them logins. You can't make a login yourself on the platform. I get that question all the time. It's only our team. So please make sure that you're sending us their names, their contact details, and we'll get them situated with logins. And again, that creates more collaboration on the platform, more visibility, more streamlining, as well as potentially more orders. And I'll also make a note on our membership program I mentioned earlier. If you want to move to a subscription or want to change your payment days, please let us know and we're happy to adjust that. I can send you over an agreement. And finally, before our Q&A, I just want to make sure that you guys continue to give us feedback, because we will not improve unless we're hearing from you, knowing what's working, what's not working, what could make you sell better with us. So I'd love to hear it. Please shoot it through to me, Seb, Katie, any of the team. We're always very open ears for any feedback, positive and negative. And from a customer perspective, positive and negative feedback really helps us build that side of the business as well. All right, I have a few minutes left. I'd love to pass it on to Seb to start throwing questions my way or to us, if that's all right.
Yes,
All right.
Sarah, can you
Seb,
hear me?
Are you muted or not? Let's see.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I think you're muted for me. Okay, 1 second. I can't hear you yet, Seb.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't.
No.
Can people in the chat hear Seb? Oh, maybe it's just me that I can't hear him. Okay, perfect. But it's funny because I can't hear him. So. Oh, actually, I can hear you from the other room. So maybe just start
I'll just
talking.
speak loudly. Yeah. Okay. So the first question that we're gonna go through: can deals be customized on a per customer level, i.e., not available to all accounts?
Yeah, absolutely. So deals can be customized on a per customer level through pricing templates, and then just making sure that you are not assigning, you're only assigning one customer to that template. And it is as simple as just making sure you're assigning the customers effectively. So if you like, pricing templates aren't really meant for everyone, it's actually meant to segment it out. Seb, does that sound right? Did I answer that one?
Yep, absolutely. Another question as well. Currently, if a potential customer does not have a Kaddy account, the product link goes to the Kaddy sign up page instead of showing the product. Is there a way to showcase the product to non-Kaddy customers before they get to sign up?
Okay, so to the last question, unfortunately, we can't show the product to non-Kaddy customers, although sign up does take less than 24 hours. Really, really easy. We can expedite it as well. But you could probably show it on your phone, or you can, I mean, I'd say a screenshot, but yeah, for now, that's a good point, and I'll take that as feedback. In terms of, I think Seb, you had mentioned something around like non-Kaddy customers. I do want to show an example of the referral link. The referral link, when you jump onto it, when you jump onto the referral link, the first thing the customer sees, and this is actually a really new feature, and hopefully everyone can see my screen, is welcome to Kaddy. Do you already have a Kaddy account? If the customer says yes, they're going to go straight to your storefront on Kaddy. And if the customer says no, it takes them to the referral page, which is the sign up form to Kaddy. And it tells them they're going to receive $300 in credit over 3 orders once they sign up. So pretty little neat functionality, take them either way. But again, the products aren't going to be showing unless they're on the platform already. But the platform's free for customers. So hopefully it's not too much of a hassle to get them on. So yeah, thanks, Seb.
No worries. And also, just for the supplier that asked that, I might follow up with you individually. There might be a way for us to add the photo of your product to that page, but I'll follow up with you directly on that. Another question, just quickly, can we please adjust product codes to multiple warehouse locations? Currently, there's a limit of 1 code per product, so each product code has to be unique, and it won't allow a different product code for another warehouse. Yeah,
that's a really good point. So if you are looking to have multiple warehouses or multiple state products, what we'd suggest is actually adding a product. So add a separate or duplicate a product. And what you do is you go down, duplicate the product would be down at the bottom here, duplicate it. And then you can actually change the visibility. You can type in Vic here and then change the visibility just to that region. So I'm zooming through this because we don't have that much time, but simply hit the region that you want. Make sure you take the visibility of ACT New South Wales off the original product. But now you have 2 different products, 2 different region availabilities. And I put Vic in the top corner up here, just to make sure that the customer knows that this is, well, I'd say more for your sake, knows which product is which.
Cool. And just lastly, is there a timeline for suppliers to be able to edit orders placed by customers ourselves?
What was the question again?
Is there a timeline for suppliers to be able to edit orders placed by customers ourselves?
Oh, yeah, great question. And honestly, like it would make my life a lot easier if that existed, because we're amending orders all the time. I should say my team's life a lot easier. No, there isn't I'd say there is a timeline. It's behind the minimum order quantities that I mentioned, that we're going to develop the like minimum order quantities first. And then after that, we're going to develop the amendment feature. So yes, in the pipe, but no, not first priority, but 100% we hear you. We're hoping that the cancellation of an order and resubmitting it is kind of the best way for now, or you can always ask us to amend the order and we're really happy to do so. Just use the chat or send us an email or give us a call.
We got time for one more, or?
Yeah, let's do one more.
One more. What's the best practice for freight pricing? Currently, my default is Metro, but if the customer is regional, I have to change it and add the additional freight charge. This may put them off. What would be the best practice around that?
Yeah. So this has been a problem for a long time. But I will say customers in regional areas have been really, if you're worried about them getting pissed off or frustrated, it's actually pretty common practice for them to kind of wait to see what the pricing is because of the way the Kaddy's set up. So they're actually quite accommodating from what we've seen when we work with customers. But the best thing you can do probably is in your new connections, dive into new connections and make sure the template is set for Metro. And then when your customer connection comes through to your email, someone on your team is going to action that as soon as possible and move them to the regional template. I know there could be that little gap where the customer orders, and that is, like I said, customers have been quite reasonable about it, but it is something we're working on. In a perfect world, we'd have different. This wouldn't just be by region. This could be by postcode, or we'd find another nifty way. It's on the radar, and I do appreciate your question and the inconvenience, or apologize for the inconvenience caused there. All right, I think we might let that finish, just to respect everyone's time. I think we went a couple of minutes over from when we started. I'll just land on this. You know, Seb and I are so appreciative that you really want to get more out of Kaddy. We've received so much input from you all so far, and we can't wait to hear more as we go. And your participation just means the world to our whole team. We just can't wait to see all of your success with us. So please keep in touch, and onwards and upwards in here. I'll be sending the recording through ideally within the next 3 or 4 days. I am going to be going on leave starting later tomorrow. Today, tomorrow-ish. I'm just trying to finish up some work, but you'll hear from me soon. And we'll also have additional webinars coming up over the coming weeks. So feel free to sign up to them or have your team sign up to them if they missed this one. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Seb, as well, for helping out here. And I look forward to seeing you all and talking to you all shortly. Bye-bye.